Firefly, Jeshi, and Cyan, all three of them have been achieving so much this year. Or I say this year, last year. Doing so well, and I wish them all the best. Wish them all the best, as they're also, most of them even are invited, or qualified even, for IM Katowice. But here we go, we're getting into our next best of 3, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Dragon Kai Z Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. Nightmare is random. So yeah, I think the template was a little bit wrong there. Hopefully it's correct in the webcam scene. Hold on, I'll fix that. Make sure all is good. Showtime is playing with 250 ping versus CN ping. Yeah, even without that ping, I would expect Firefly to do well. I mean, that's why I also brought up Firefly versus Max Packs on the Americas server, where both players had a much more even ping there. Firefly did still take him to game 5. Impressive stuff. But yeah, from here we're getting into our openers. It is going to be a gate expand, add a creator into the cyber core. So pretty standard opener from our blue Protoss player. Likewise, Dark going for a hatch gas pull, forcing the unnatural natural. But outside of that, everything is looking as it should here in the early game of this ZvP. Here we go. We are just settling into the early game. Important to point out that, of course, Dark didn't go for an early gas, he didn't go for an early pull, or a hatch block, something that he has been known to go for. And I'm excited. I'll be honest, I don't get to cast Creator as often as I used to. Creator, he is active, but like I just happen to miss him. I think the big reason is that constantly in ESL Open Cups and in KSLs, Creator goes up against Classic in a PvP early on, and I just avoid it. I'm like, oh, it's Creator versus Classic again. And I just avoid that, and Creator just hasn't been having the best of times in some of these earlier rounds. So yeah, I don't get to cast him as much as I would like. So I'm happy to see him here. Happy to embrace him. Here we go. Settling on into this. Adept's going to be moving out, trying to delay the third base for as long as we can. We do get the pylon, and with this Adept, we can focus on the drone. Nice delay here from Creator. Meanwhile, Dark is going for a Link Flood. Do you see what I see? I see barely any drones. Dark is massing Lings as we speak, flooding across the map, and Creator is trying to piece this together. He's still in the dark, by the way. Creator, he doesn't know. He doesn't know, Papi, and here we go. Dark soon to pull the trigger. Link speed about to finish up, and we will soon send everything we have across the map, and now Creator knows. Across the map, the pylon gets surrounded. We're looking to depower the gateway. Gateway does go down, but we do wall off just in time. A big wall off there from Creator. Very clutch moves. Oracle has arrived. And it looks like Creator, he's going to be able to hold on. Again, this gateway may have just won Creator the game. The clutch gateway, Papi. Lings are coming in from behind. They're coming in from both angles, trying to focus on the cyber core. But the Oracle does force this back. And Dark, he has nothing behind this. It was so close, and again, Creator, so clutch throwing down that wall, getting it up and running. Pylons are thrown down. Cyber core is going to fall. We have a secondary wall behind us. The Oracle is out of energy. But here comes a second Oracle. Dark, it looks like he will be able to break through this pylon. The shield battery gets surrounded. We get another wall. And Dark, he just cannot break through. The wall is just far too solid here. I mean, these gateways are looking a little bit exposed. The second Oracle does run out of energy. Gateways are going down. Dark, can we still pull this off? Can we make some magic happen here? The mass link, the pylons are getting very low. We're slowly pushing through these pylons, but a third Oracle has arrived. Another wall behind this is what, the fourth layer? The layers, they don't stop. Oh. As the Lings are forced back once again. And Dark, he throws out a Bailey nest. I think it's too little too late for that. At the same time, though, can he break in? He does! The Lings, they finally do get in. They get us around. Ooh, but alas, too much DPS here. The Adepts, they do hold on to the natural Lings. They flood into the main base, but there's barely anything to work with here. Another secondary wall. And Dark, he just does not have enough. Still impressed, though, that he's still keeping this up. Getting on top of the gateway. Still two Adepts, barely holding on. The gateway is going to be focused down. Does fall. No shield battery, no overcharge. But really good positioning here. Reducing that service area. Lings in the main base are going to be denied. Banelings are on the way. Dark, he's going for a follow-up Bane bust. So far, he's distracting the main, or he's distracting Creator in the main. And that is enough Banelings to break through a couple of these pylons. Uh-oh. Creator, he's being forced further and further back. The Oracles are being distracted by the Banelings. They won't link in. No shot. And they will crash in. And they will knock down these pylons. The pylons have been broken. We bust into the main base. This has been like a 6-minute link flood here from Dark. And has he done it? He gets into the main. No shot. No shot, but he gets into the main base. Probes are going down left and right. Lings are flooding across the map. It's going to be 14 dead probes. The Banelings will barely finish, but they can't really achieve too much. Creator still has a mineral line, though. He's still up in economy. Still up. The Banelings! They get in. One of them does waddle in, but there's not much to connect with. So far, good zoning. The Lings, they break in once again. No shot. They break in once again. Big connection in the mineral line. More Lings flooding in. Probes are falling. The Oracles, again, they're out of energy. They can't help. The Oracles can't help, Bappy. Probes are falling. I can't believe Dark is... He's kind of pulling this off. It's so close here. We just need a little bit more energy on these Oracles. They focus down the Banelings. We crash in! Big connection. No shot. Creator. He had done so well surviving up until now. Banelings are finishing. How many Oracles do we have? We have 8 Oracles, by the way, with barely any energy whatsoever. 8 Oracles up in the air. Like, they just don't care. They can't do anything. Lings are trickling in. We're down to 9 probes for Creator. No shot. 9 workers. Big shout to the guy. I'll shout out the gifted subs after the game because things are popping off, Bobby. As we keep trickling in, we have 1 Adept on the way. The Mailing! Oh my god, almost connects. How many Lings do we have? We have 15 Lings left. That is enough to get us around. Oracle does activate his Pulsar Beam. It looks like we have plenty of Oracles now with energy. We should be okay, but Dark, he comes in from behind, focuses down whatever he can, gets another 3 probes, and gets on top of the Adept. He does get a kill. No more Adepts remaining. Only Oracles, and only 10 probes now. Lings, they just don't stop coming. Gets another probe. Now, Dark is still on 14 workers, by the way. Like, he doesn't really have an economy behind this either. But he's breaking in, gets another couple of workers. Not like this. Another Adept has arrived. We're trying to hold on. We're down to 8 probes, soon to be 7. Zealot is on the way. Bailey crashes in. Oh my god. No, we can focus him down. That's it. That's it. That's game. 1 probe. 1 worker left here for Creator. Not like this. Dark has pulled it. It's been a 9 minutes all in. And Creator had held. Like, Creator had a really good hold initially. He was holding on. He was defending. He was minimizing his losses. He had like 3, 4, 5 backup walls. But the Bailing Bus. The Bailing Bus is what caught him off guard. The Creator was not expecting Bailings. Remember, he was pulled out of position. He was dragged out with those Oracles. The Banelings got out of hand. They got out of control. They allowed Dark to finally kill some workers. The Banelings were the MVPs. And Creator has nothing. He doesn't have enough to make a probe. Creator, he is down to 34 minerals. It's 50 to make a worker. Which means what you see is what you get. Now, to be fair, Dark also lost all his drones as well. The Oracles, they got across the map. They kill every single worker. Does Creator still win this? So we have nothing. We have no economy for either player. Both players have lost their workers. Both players have lost every single drone, every single probe. And Creator has energy-based units. GG gets called. Creator wins. He takes it at the end. GG. Creator will eventually kill all the Lings, and Dark had nothing left. He lost every single drone to Oracle Harass. I'm sorry you missed it. I was a little bit distracted. It was chaotic, and Creator will hold. GG. Oh my god. GG. And a big shout out to Manekino in the chat. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Oh my god, 10 gifted subs. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Gracias, papi, gracias. I see Eva in the chat. Platinum Hero Sniper. Welcome. Happy New Year's. Thank you so much for the gifts. Binsky's in the chat. Oh my god. Go to bed, papi. The American Terran. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. We're getting into our next game. I see the chat freaking out. I see the chat catching up, and we are diving into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardlead. We have the South Korean Zerg player. The red Zerg representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss, the blue Protoss player representing Club NV. It is Creator. Here we go. And yes, as people are pointing out, sorry, I apologize if I didn't make it clear, but yes, because Creator had a bunch of oracles, over time with energy, he would kill everything. He would kill all the Lings and kill all the buildings as well. It would just take time. Dark had nothing left. He had no economy, no drones, only Lings that were finite, and eventually, of course, Creator would win, which is why it did tap out. But GG. Oh my god. Let's go. And now we're settling into this game, and hopefully this time Dark doesn't randomly link flood. We do have a hatch gas pool. Last game, I believe Dark cut workers at 19 workers before just sending everything across the map. I do also apologize for the color. I don't know if you can see here, but like the saturation is kind of weird. I mentioned before, we went saturation here a little bit weird as well. The brightness, I should say. We did have some issues at the start of the broadcast, and some of my settings are reset, and the settings are still not fixed. So next broadcast they should be fixed. I say next broad. If we cast ESL Europe, it probably won't be fixed by then, but you know what I mean. We'll get around to it. Maybe tomorrow. Here we go. For now, just gonna be droning up. And hopefully this time we are able to settle into a mid-game. Now, as we do settle into this game, I should also bring up the map itself. Hardlead, we've spoken about this plenty of times, and it is very applicable to Dark. Hardlead is very much so a map where all-ins are a lot more commonplace from the side of the Zerg, cutting workers early on at 50 to 60 workers, going for a big Roach Queen push across the map, whether it's a German taxi, whether it's just a straight-up walk across the map instead. That is very much so commonplace on Hardlead, and Dark may be tempted to try to whip something like that out, but he's down in the series. He is down in the series, so he may want to try to take things a little bit slower, take things a little bit safer as we ease into this. Once again, Creator going to try and delay the expansion. Pylon is thrown down, but it is cancelled. The Adept rocks up a couple of seconds too late, and the third base from Dark will be taken. And this time, he is droning. He is droning, is saturating his bases. Lings, they do get across the map, getting a free scout off, maybe getting a probe kill. Oh, almost. Good control out of Creator, does keep that probe alive, but Dark, he wants it, and he will get it. Nice control here from Dark. Able to slip in it, getting a worker. Likewise, double Adeptors across the map. Oh, Dark getting a little bit too adventurous here, looking for another probe. But 2 Adepts do one-shot workers, so Creator, he's going to reciprocate that damage. He's going to get a couple of drones. 1, 2 workers go down already. Very nice damage here from Creator. Gets 2 workers before eventually being shut down. But again, he does make up for losing 1 probe earlier. And while Lings are moving out, likewise, it was a Stargate opener into Oracle from Creator. Going to be zooming across the map, threatening these mineral lines of Dark. Spores finishing up just in time. The Oracle gets 1 more drone kill. Oh, almost gets another. 2 workers, but that is a lot of hull damage here on Creator. Not quite worth it. I mean, 2 drones is nice, and technically the Oracle does survive and will regenerate those shields, but again, it is so battered, so bruised. Likewise, Dark tries to threaten the 3rd base, but it will be thrown down. Creator, he's in position. He should be able to keep this 3rd base safe and sound. So far, a pretty solid start here from our Protoss player. As long as we're able to maintain those Oracles. Meanwhile, behind this, Dark is going for an Evo Chamber. Now, with this fast Evo Chamber, this should be +1 melee. Should be Ling Bane out of Dark. That should be. We'll see if that's going to be the case, and that can lead into something like Ling Bane Ultra, can be leading into Ling Bane into Hydra as well. Speaking of, the Oracles are a little bit distracted, so Lings get some damage done. Only a little. As there it is, +1 melee is on the way, as we did mention. And Creator is transitioning. And that's a shade in for a 2nd time. They get a couple of workers here. 3 drones do go down at the 3rd. But our transition is going to be a Twilight Council on the 4th, should be +1, and I imagine Blink. We could also go into Charge, either or. Both are viable. See what direction the Creator does take us in. Was that Eps do commit to the shade, but they can sustain themselves. There it is. Blink is on the way, so a very standard start here from Creator. Just triple Oracle into a 3rd, into +1 Blink Stalkers, very by the book. It's a little bit refreshing. We've been casting a lot of Hero in Classic and Nightmare recently, and the 3 Protoss players that I just mentioned are all more aggressive than Creator. Much more aggressive. They're all enthralled with Glaive Adepts and Void Ray Openers and rushing into Sky Toss and Mass Oracle. So I'm happy to see that it's a little bit refreshing to see a much more standard game here after a week of intense craziness. Ling's going to be threatening a counterattack. Behind this, we have our lair on the way. Dark just going to be droning up, taking his 4th base, and we have a lot of Lings on the map here, trying to pull the attention of Creator apart. Getting to the middle line, Shield Battery does stop everything up though. Creator is in position, doesn't lose anything. So far, really solid defense here from Creator. Does force these Lings back. Behind this, we have a bit of a gateway explosion. A couple of gateways did finish up. Just working on that Stalker count. But nothing too major. I believe, how many gateways in total? 5 gates in total. From here, we should be looking to expand. Should be looking to tech up into Robo Production. Into, I imagine, Colossi, but we'll see. Things are forced back. Behind this, we are getting a safety Roach Warren, thankfully. Oh my god. We are getting a safety Roach Warren going straight into an Infestation Pit. Okay, you have my attention. Now, Dark has been very fond of Swarm Host recently. But typically, Dark only goes Swarm Host against a player that's going Charge, that opens Charge. Against Blink Stalkers, Swarm Host, they aren't as effective. So, I'm curious if Dark is going to embrace that or tech up even further. Stalkers are going to be pushing in towards the south. They run into a wall of Queens. Ling's coming in for a surround. They're coming from behind. Blink is used, and we do get a surround on this army. We'll shut this down completely. The Oracles are focused. A good fight here. Good engage from Dark. Does lose a couple of drones in the natural, but only 5. I say only. I mean, it's a pretty good amount of worker damage. Stay strapped into the main. Oh, the layered stasis. 7 workers and half the mineral line here in the main base. Creator, he's not going down without a fight. He gets surrounded, did lose a lot of Stalkers, but did deal quite an economic blow here to Dark. Behind this, Colossus production, disruptors as well. We can see the Infestation Pit is for the Hive Tech. As I mentioned before, Swarm Host, usually if the Protoss player did open up in a different fashion, as that is still a lot of Lings. But again, a big shout out to Monteon in the chat. Oh my god, 20, not even 10, 20 gifted subs in the chat. A little bit distracted because of the fight. But thank you so much. Gracias, papi, gracias. We do appreciate the support, always, always. And thank you so much. You're going to be hearing some beeps for quite some time. I could try to mute it a little bit here. We usually don't get gifted subs, so usually the noise isn't too much of a big deal. But thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Gracias, gracias. Happy New Year, Papi. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great 2023, and I hope you have a great 2024 as well, as it's already been a great start. Lings, they do try to engage. They're going to trade well here against these Stalkers. They do get 2, 3, 4 Stalkers. Oh my god. Very nice trades. Behind this, the Hive is done. We're getting into Adrenal, Banelings as well. It's going to be Ling, Bane, Roach, Ravager as a composition of choice. Meanwhile, Creator is just getting into his double Robo production. As I mentioned before, double Colossus production well underway for Creator as he's settling himself up on these 4 bases. Here we go, the Ling Roach getting on top of this. Once again, a big surround on the army. Where are the Colossi? Where are the Blinks? Oh my god. Creator just gets caught with his pants down. So many Stalkers. How many? 16 Stalkers go down for 22 Lings. Almost a 1-to-1 trade. That was not the fight we were looking for. A big catch there. Big pickup from Dark. And now suddenly, Dark is looking to snowball out of control. We have a bit of a Colossus drop. A very cute Colossus drop here coming in from Creator, but alas, Creator, he just lost far too much, and Dark is about to max out. Creator plummeting in supply. And sure, Colossi and Disruptors are terrifying, but what's even more terrifying is Vipers. They are here to abduct, they are here to yoink, they are here to pick up those high-tech units. And outside of these high-tech units, there's barely anything else to support because we lost so many Stalkers. Against Stalkers, they need to build up over time. Here we go, the army has arrived. Dark, he smells blood in the water. He's going for the kill. There are the yoinks. And there's nothing to stop them. Big Nova goes off. We do get one of the Colossi, but a little bit of a just disjointed attack here from Dark. We get another yoink. God, clutch juggle there from Creator. The same one of the Colossi. Bailey's going to be waddling on in, but again, this was a little bit messy from Dark. At the same time, this is why. We had Ling Bane here pushing towards the natural, and we do bust in. The wall is not a wall. We get into the main base, we get into the mineral lines, and there's nothing to defend. The Bailings are being focused on at least, but the Lings are getting out of control. These are Cracklings. Adrenal is done. They're going to be going off. Good splits here out of Dark. And Dark is just pulling Creator apart. Creator, though, in position here at his 4th, but that is 28 dead Lings. Dark, though, with his mass Ling counterattacks, do just not stop. They just don't stop. There we go, get around on an Archon. We still have Lings here in the main base. Main army going to be pulling back. Now, Creator does have a death bull of an army here. He's got 3 Colossi, but Dark is remaxing. He's remaxing, he's rebuilding. His Vipers are topped up full of energy once again. And this time we can focus on this push. This time we can focus down those Robo base units. And there we go, we yoink the Colossi. 1, 2, 3 Colossi. All of them are going to be going down. Dark does take 1 big Nova to the face. But 1 Nova is not going to be enough, as the reinforcements will clean up what little is left of Creator's army. GG gets called, and Dark will tie it up 1-to-1. GG. Oh. GG, well played. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. So we are going to be settling into this. So the chat, you better cast me in max saturation today. Eva. Why are you pretending you're going to be playing an ESL Open Cup? You don't play in anything. Oh my god. When was the last time you played in Sparkling Tuna Cup, huh? Eva. Shaking my head. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Dragon Kai Z Gaming. Ooh, tying up the series 1-to-1. Looking to force that, or forcing that ace match. It is Dark. Big shout out to, oh, that's a word. Spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing Club NV. Being forced into the ace match, it is Creator. So outside of just the gifted subs, a big shout out to the... Yes, I'm not... Look, if Kura was here, she could pronounce it. Dzień dobry, papi. Dzień dobry. Thank you for subscribing for 2 months. For 2 months, thank you so much. I can't. Bitch. Wait. What if I put this into like Google Translate?
Brzeczeszczykiewicz.
Brzeczeszczykiewicz. There we go. Yeah. I'm fluent, Papi. I'm fluent. Meanwhile, we have a proxy hatch. Proxy hatch from Dark. Let's go. Again, Dark, if you've been watching Dark recently, then you would know. When I say recently, I mean over the past 2 months, Dark has fallen, maybe even 3 months actually, Dark has fallen in love with proxy hatches in this matchup. At least once in a PVZ, sorry, a ZvP, he will proxy hatch. Now, this is not an all-in. This is just a way to disrupt the economy, disrupt the opener of the Protoss, and to get ahead. It is not designed to, snowball out of control and, create lings in the main base and queens and kill units and kill workers and go for an all-in. Not at all. This is just a way to throw a wrench in the works. It's the equivalent of a Protoss player going for a pylon block and forcing the unnatural natural. It's kind of like that, where Dark is just forcing lost mining time and forcing a bit of panic from the Protoss player. It's just something Dark has been very fond of. Dark should be canceling, then he should go into the main base, and he should be looking for a gas steal. That's typically how he follows this up. There we go, drone does escape. 2 Zealots remain. Double gate follow-up, by the way. Oh my god, a very aggressive follow-up here from Creator. Drone slips into the main base, heading towards that mineral line, and hopefully Creator can keep everything safe and sound. Hopefully, he does. Ooh, threading the gas steal. Doesn't go for it, though. He thinks about it, though. Thinks about it. Now, because Creator opened up 2 gates, he has an abundance of units to work with. He has a Zealot waddling across the map, and he has 2 Adepts on the way as well. This is a lot of firepower. 2 Adepts and 2 Zealots doesn't sound like a lot, but this early on, especially based on Dark's opener, it can be scary, it can be terrifying. Lings are amassing, Queens are still a couple of seconds away. Dark has to just buy some time here for his Queens to pop out. 6 more Lings in production. Creator going for a Twilight Council opener, and Dark does scout. He does see. He does confirm. He does confirm here. As the devs continue to threaten, dive into the main base. Dark was forced to make a mass amount of Lings, and this is going to be eating into Dark's drone count. On top of that, Dark's 3rd base is also delayed, just because of the opener. So just a really awkward and uncomfortable start to the game. But at least Dark gets confirmation. He does see the Twilight Council. He sees it researching. He's fully aware of Glaive Adepts. He's fully aware that Glaives are going to be on the way, and Dark will be preparing for it. Now, because of the kind of a shaky economy that Dark has, we'll see when he throws down the Roach Warren and if he can afford it. As he's still going to be heavily reliant on these Lings, going to be moving out across the map. Bearing in mind, this is going to be Glaive Adepts without a Robo. It's going to be 3 gate Glaives, no Robo. That means that we can't reinforce across the map. It means that Creator, he's just going to be amassing Adepts here back at home and shading across the map, walking kind of manually, if you will. A big shout out in the chat to an anonymous gifter gifting a sub to Eba. Shout out to Eba, for those who don't know who he is. He's, of course, a Polish Protoss player. Kappa. Thank you so much for the support. Eba, I'm sure, appreciates it. I hope you enjoy the emotes. Hope you enjoy the replay packs. We do send out replays to all our subscribers on a pretty regular basis. As, ooh, we're doubling down. This is not just Glaive Adepts. This is going to be Glaive Adepts with a Dark Shrine. Let's go. Dark Shrine is on the way for those DTs, which means detection is going to be required. We do have 1 Spore in the natural. We have a Spore in the main, so thankfully Dark has some form of detection. As a big shout out to an anonymous gifter gifting subs to not just Eva, but Joaz and Thorn699 or 969. Thank you so much. Oh my god. So much support in the chat today. We appreciate it. Again, we don't almost ever get gifted subs, so we do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All the support helps. All the money that we make here on the channel goes towards our tournaments. We do host events like Sparkling Tuna Cup, Grand Platypus Open, Tenacious Hope Tussle. We host our own events, and thanks to our support on Patreon and Twitch, we're able to fund them. So thank you. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Ooh. As we are settling into this game, and after a chaotic early game, things are, again, looking pretty normal. Creator, even though he opened up Glaive Adepts, he'd never attacked. He got scattered, so he recognized that his opponent would be ready. He recognized that Dark would be more than prepared for Glaive Adepts, so Creator is taking a more defensive stance instead, and is transitioning out of this. Now, on the one hand, you could argue that this was a bit of a wasteful opener. It wasn't really worth it in the end because, I mean, hey, we weren't able to make full use of these Adepts, but at least they're still alive. Same with these DTs though, like, these are some big investments from Creator, and so far they just haven't been worth it. They haven't paid for themselves. They have potential, don't get me wrong. DTs have been warped in, but alas, still no value. Meanwhile, the lair is finishing, which means we will soon gain access to mobile detection in Overseers. Adepts are now finally moving out, but we already have a massive amount of roaches and lings. Dark is ready to receive. As the Adepts, they do shade back home. To have a Prism on the way, charge down in production. This is so interesting from Creator. There's a little bit of everything that's going to be hit in the field. Glaives, Archons, Charge Lots. Now, unfortunately for Creator, Dark hasn't really been droning too much. Dark, he's just now saturating on 3 bases, but he has a pretty hefty army to work with. Again, he took those Glaive Adepts seriously earlier, so he still has an army that's left over from the early game. As it looks like Creator, yeah, he's going to be hitting a pretty strong timing here. 4 more gateways on the way. That's going to be 8 gates in total. So 8 gate charge alongside +1 and Archons is going to be a big timing here from Creator. It's going to hit like a truck, and we'll see if Dark has enough to defend. Again, he didn't over-drone. That's what's important here. So Dark has been very tentative when it comes to droning up and saturating his bases, which could also work against him. You could argue that he hasn't had the best economy leading into this, but we'll see. As the Archons have hit the field. Behind this, Immortal Production, second Robo on the way, getting into double Robo production, or double Immortal Production even. It looks like Creator isn't pushing out. I mean, he can if he wants to, but he's working on that next step. Taking up into the second Robo, should be working towards a 4th base soon, and only using the Archons to harass. We have a lot of Adepts, don't get me wrong, but Creator just denying as much vision as we can. And there's that 4th. 4th is on the way, and Dark has to read. He has to get a read on what's going on. He needs to recognize that his opponent isn't pushing. Lings do scout the Immortals, so Dark is at least aware of that. Adepts are going to be threatening a shade. We have Banelings that are keeping up. And there we go. Dark, he's not resting on his laurels. We have the Hive on the way. 4th base getting saturated. Dark droning up to 78, 77 even. +1 range, +2 melee. It's all coming together for Dark. As a Protoss main, I suffer daily. Ay. What do you mean, Eva? You're a Protoss player. You don't know what suffering is. You enjoy it. You like it. Ay. It's Dark so far. Keeping up with the harassment of Creator. Here we go. The Immortals are finally pushing out again. We're still committed to double Immortal Production. Do force a cancel on the 5th. Nice pickoff here from Creator. Does get away with most of his Adepts. But we don't want to be caught out. Dark hunting down this army. Gets on top of the Adepts. Will shut them down. When it came to the Dark Shrine opener, we picked off a couple of Overlords, but again, nothing too major. No major economic damage. Dark is now maxed out on Lingbane Roach Ravager. Has a hefty army. Now, likewise, Creator also has a pretty beefy army himself. Look, what are we working with? 6 Immortals and 7 Archons. Like, this is a death ball of an army. And defensively, we'll see if Dark can break this. We're going to have shield batteries overcharged, a couple of cannons mixed in, potentially the War Prism to help juggle. War Prism, yeah, with the main army. Bailey's going to be rolling on in. But alas, we just run into a brick wall of Protoss, and Dark cannot engage. Tries to drag the army out of position, trying to get us around. Up. And looks like he will get 1 Archon and 1 Immortal. At the same time, Lingbane into the 3rd base. We crash in, 17 probes go down, and we're not done. We're trying to roll into the 4th base, but Dark is going to be forced back. Dark has crippled the economy, but what about his main army? Because Creator, he has the supply lead. He has the army supply lead. And he's forced all in. Now, as Creator pushes, Dark, he's crippling the economy even further. Dark, he's just forcing the all-in out of Creator. And can Dark defend against this? That's 9 immortals. Oh. Dark, has he just poked the bear a little bit too much? He's kind of made his bed here. Can he sleep in it as the Bailey's going to be rolling in? But again, they do nothing against this army. The Overlords, no. They're floating into their deaths. And Creator, he's snowballing out of control. He's breaking on through. His army is being split up. He has to be very careful here. DTs are in the mix. No detection. Base going to be going down. And again, Creator, he's going to be losing his 4th. He's going to be losing his 3rd. He's in full base trade mode. But this army, it's not going to die anytime soon. It's insane. It's immortal. There's no stopping Creators. They're pushing into the natural, eventually into the main base, and Dark cannot contend against this. There's just far too much here. As we waddle into that main, getting on top of the macro hatches, boys are being pulled into Archons of all things. We have the Archons for the workers. We have the Immortals for everything else. As GG gets called, there is no escape, and Creator will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Creator for taking the series, for advancing on. My condolences to Dark, as he has been eliminated. Again, Dark was doing fairly well for himself when it came to harassing there towards the end, when it came to pulling apart the army, but the main army itself was terrifying. The amount of Immortals and Archons we had, it was, in all intents and purposes, a death ball of a Protoss army, and Dark could not deal with that, could not contest against that. He had to take a fight on his opponent's side of the map and try to trade, but he was mainly spending his supply harassing and crippling the economy, not picking off these high-tech units, and yeah, it was just too much to handle. GG. GG, well played. Very well done here by Creator. And now he advances on into the semifinals to face off against his next opponent. Let's figure out where we're going. Let us figure out where we are.